In today's video, we look at some of the things to avoid if you are looking or considering applying for a job on a cruise ship. That's what you're going to be talking about in today's video, so you want to stay to the very end, especially if you are looking for a cruise ship jobs and those jobs that are hiring from around the world. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eva Mtali, and on this channel we talk mostly about legit jobs abroad. We talk about relocation tips and opportunities. We talk about visa guides, and once in a while I share with you my travel escapades to different parts of the world through my travel vlog. So if any of those topics sound exciting to you, you want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and also do hit the notification bell. It is on the right hand side of the subscribe button so that you don't miss out every time I shoot a new video. For my returnees, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm so excited because this is my first video of 2024 on this channel, and I am over the moon because we're going to be talking about one of my most favorite topics: working on cruise ships. And I love cruise ships for three main reasons. Number one, it is through cruise ship that you get one of the easiest work visas for the US, for Canada, Schengen territories, and even Australia. And because when you are hired by a cruise ship, you get a letter of offer, and they give you an introductory letter that you use to apply for your visa. If you use your visa, well, your cruise ship visa, like for the US, is called the C1D visa or the Seafarer visa, like what they have for Australia, and you use it well in the future, should you need a visa for visiting these countries, you can be sure they'll be more than happy to grant you that visa. The other advantage of working on a cruise ship is that it is an opportunity for you to get money, especially if you're looking to move abroad and you're not able to get the money in your home country. You can choose to work on a cruise ship because you're gonna get paid in US dollars. And like I always say, guys, $1 US is equivalent to, let's say, 1,000 US dollars is equivalent to 152,000 Kenya shillings. But it is easier to make 1,000 US dollars than it is to make 152,000 US dollars. And every time you are looking to move abroad or to travel abroad, everything is going to be quoted in foreign currency. So you can imagine having to convert your Kenya shillings or your Ghanaian cedis or South African rand into foreign currency. You're going to lose out big time. But if you're making the money in foreign currency, guys, even when you're going to be spending the money in your home country, it goes a lot further. That's why I am so passionate about cruise ship jobs, and also just the exposure that it gives you, because you're constantly on the move, visiting different countries when the ship is docked, and it is just a very great exposure, free of charge. Like, you don't have to pay for the travel, you don't have to pay for the housing, and the cruise ship even pay for all your utility and all your food. So it's a very exciting way to tour the world, to visit different countries and just get that exposure. However, even though working on a cruise ship can be a very exciting and rewarding experience, it is important to also be aware of some of the challenges and potential drawbacks before you apply. So we are going to look at some things to avoid if you're considering a job in the cruise ship industry. So the first one, avoid exaggerating your experience or your qualifications, or even just outright lying about them. One thing I will tell you for sure: before you are hired by any of the cruise ship companies, they are going to ask you to give evidence of any qualifications you claim to have or any of the work experience you claim to have. So this usually is in the form of your latest pay slips, or they will ask you for your latest performance review documents, or they will even ask you for a letter of recommendation from your current employer or from your former employer. So you do not want to be in a situation where you have lied about your experience, because it's going to lead to disappointment, frustration, and you will not even be hired. And in an event where you're able to fake those documents and get away with it, you're going to have trouble performing the duties which you had claimed to have experience with. Number two thing to avoid if you are looking to apply for a cruise ship job is expecting glamour. Guys, when you look at cruise ships, like if you're looking at it from the point of view of a customer, it looks like a bed of roses. And believe you me, it is. I have been on a 10-day cruise in Europe, and it was quite the experience. So while cruise ships are going to offer you all the opportunity to travel and experience different parts of the world, the reality of working on board is that you're going to be working long hours for most professions. You're going to be working 7 days a week, Monday to Monday, no weekends, nothing, and you're working for 10 to 12 hours. However, there are some jobs, but very few of them, that have some flexibility. You only work on days when the ship is on the water. And I have shared a video on one of those, some of those jobs. So for example, we have people who work in retail, we have people who work in the casino. So those types of jobs are great, especially if you're joining the cruise ship just for the purposes of touring. So when the rest of the sailors will be on the land, you'll also be on the land touring with them. When the boat is when the ship is on the water, that's the only time you will be working. But generally, for majority of the positions, you're going to be working very long hours. You'll be working every day for the 6 or 8 months for which you are on contract. So these demanding work schedules and very limited personal time can take a great toll on you, especially if you have not prepared psychologically. Number 3 thing you should avoid if you're looking to apply for a cruise ship job is underestimating the isolation and lack of privacy. Guys, unless you are so lucky to be in senior management, you are definitely going to be sharing a tiny cabin on the very lower levels of the ship with 2 other people or 1 other person for these extended periods that you are on the ship. So a cruise ship is basically a floating city, and while you'll meet a lot of people from all over the world, you're going to be meeting them as you work. You're going to be meeting your colleagues, you're going to be meeting the different sailors, but you're also going to be isolated from your family and friends, and for extended periods of time. So the lack of privacy, because you're sharing very tiny cabins, some of them don't even have windows, and the communal spaces can be challenging for some individuals. So you also have to be prepared psychologically, and they can pair you with anybody from any part of the world. And every one of these people comes with their own drama and their own culture and their own way of doing things. So you have to be prepared for that level of adaptation, like from day one. Number 4 thing to avoid if you're looking to work on a cruise ship is assuming that it is just a temporary path to a career. So let's say, for example, if you start off as galley utility attendant, you go joining the ship knowing that I'm just using this as a stepping stone. So while some people may be fortunate to move from those lower positions to other careers, or maybe if you're starting off as a F&B somebody and you want to be a chef and stuff like that, majority of the people stay in those positions for the long term. So it's important to be very realistic about the long-term prospects of the job with which you join the ship. Advancement opportunities are very limited, and the industry can be very competitive and demanding because a lot of people don't just quit. There's not that many jobs anyway, yeah? Number 5 thing you should avoid if you're looking to apply for a job on a cruise ship is neglecting your physical and mental health. As I've already said, working on a cruise ship is so demanding. You're working very long hours and you're in this enclosed space, you know, for a very long time, periods of time. You have limited access to fresh food, limited access to healthy options, and this can take a toll on both your physical health and your mental health. So the stress and also of being in an isolated environment also adds up, and being away from your family, your friends, familiar environment, all this can negatively impact your mental health if you do not make a conscious effort to try and eat a healthy meal, to try and work out. The cruise ship usually have like crew gyms. Take a moment, get some fresh air during your break. For example, there's a temptation to want to just go and lie in your bed when you're during your breaks, but take even an hour or 2, just go to the top deck of the cruise ship and breathe in some normal fresh air, okay? Number six thing to avoid if you're looking to work on a cruise ship or apply for a cruise ship job is not underestimating the recruitment process. So cruise ship companies typically hire into different ways. Most of them you can apply directly on their website. So for example, Carnival, you go straight to their website. Royal Caribbean, go straight to their website. MSC Cruises, direct to their website. Virgin Atlantic, direct to their website. And so many other companies, Silver Seas, you apply directly on their website. But you can also apply through agents. For example, if you're in Kenya, you can go through Kuzon. There's other agents that serve the Southern Africa parts of Kenya. The southern parts of Africa, and different agencies. But you need to be very careful because for a very long time, the cruise ship industry was like very quiet. Not a lot was being talked about. But since we started talking about it in TikTok videos, on YouTube platforms, the scammers have come to take advantage of people, and people are being scammed left, right, center. So be very cautious of any third-party recruiting agents who are asking for any upfront fees or promising you some unrealistic job displacement. Whenever you can, please apply directly on the cruise ship company's website. Number 7 thing to avoid when you're looking to apply for a cruise ship job is to avoid going into debt for training or for fees. And I've done an entire video about this. Most of the time when you apply for the cruise ship jobs, some companies may require you to pay for training or certifications like the STCW training. You have to go and do your medicals. You have to, some of them even have to pay for your air ticket for to join the ship, and so many other expenses which can be very expensive. So make sure you research the cruise ship company's reputation and understand the job requirement before committing any fees. If there's any refunds, what do they refund, what don't they refund? And also be very careful. If you already have another job, before you resign from your other job, make sure you have an air ticket to go and join the ship. So many people have been given letters of offers, and they have even taken loans to apply for their visas. They've taken loans to do the STCW certifications. They've taken loans to pay for their medicals, and then 1 year in, the cruise ship company is yet to send them a ticket for them to join the ship. So you must be really careful, and I've done an entire video about that as well. The other thing to avoid if you're looking to apply for a cruise ship job is not negotiating your salary and your benefits. So cruise ship typically offer a basic salary, but there are other opportunities through which you can negotiate additional benefits like overtime, travel perks, paid vacations, and stuff like that. So research comparable salaries and negotiate to secure a deal that meets your needs, okay? Number 9 thing to avoid if you're looking to apply for a cruise ship job is ignoring the terms of employment and contract. So we are very popular for not reading the fine print, and actually you probably heard the saying, if you want to hide something from an African, hide it in writing. They will never say it. So make sure you carefully review all the terms and conditions of your employment, your contract, and everything else that is given to you by the cruise ship companies before you sign. So understand what is the probation period like, what are the things that could cause a disciplinary measure on me, what things are allowed on board, what things are not allowed, what behaviors are allowed, what behaviors are not allowed, and all the disciplinary procedures and termination policies before you sign an agreement. Last but not least thing to avoid if you're looking to apply for a cruise ship job is expecting a perfect work environment. So just like any other job, even on a mainland, there is no job that is perfect, no company is perfect, no position is perfect, and cruise ship work can be very challenging. So the fact that you're all working in an unnatural environment, working very long hours, living in shared, constricted spaces, there is a higher chance of getting into conflict. So you should be prepared for potential conflicts with your colleagues, with other sailors, demanding customers, and occasional emergencies. So what you have to do is just to maintain a positive attitude, be optimistic, keep your head high, work out. It helps to reduce the stress levels. communicate any issues you might have, and just be willing to adapt to the situations as they unfold. So guys, that's it in terms of things to avoid if you are looking to apply for a job on a cruise ship. I wish you guys all the best in your applications, and please keep it here because I am always posting for you opportunities that are open for cruise ships that are hiring around the world, and mostly I focus on the entry-level positions for which you require either no experience or very, very minimal experience or certification. If this video was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up, leave a sweet comment below, and do share the video because you just never know who you might help. Thanks for watching the video. I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.